Street Highness. I had another one that I just came up with the other day. Oh, Genghis Don. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, fuck with me. Go get in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know where you from. We players only around here. Shout out to everybody in players only. Shout out to Khalid. Shout out to Jay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Reggie. And everybody else out there, you know what I'm saying? Get in the comments, let us know where you from, because we players only worldwide. Put the worldwide in it, you know what I'm saying? Let us know where you play. Because if we all link up around the world, we could be having a players picnic, a players ball in every city, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Ohio. We could be having a players picnic in Ohio. The homie Khalid, he from South Central. We could be having a players ball out in South Central. I think the homie Jay from Florida, because he looked like a Florida boy, you know what I'm saying? He looked like he be getting them Florida hoes. But we could be having a players ball, players picnic out in Florida, you know what I mean? So get in the comments, let us know where you from. Let us know what you want to hear about, you know what I'm saying? Make a request video if you need some advice, if you just want to hear me talk about something, you know what I'm saying? Keep it player, tap in with a player, because it's always sweet when players meet, you know what I'm saying? And let us know what you want to talk about. Also, take your little fat thumbs, get down in the descriptions, and click on all the links in the descriptions. Follow me on all that, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Play my new album or play my old album. The new album about to drop soon. And when you do follow me on something, make sure that you DM me and let me know that you came from players only, because I just started a close friends on Instagram where we're just going to be exposing these hoes that I deal with, you know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, because we got to keep it honorable the player way, you know what I'm saying? But we will be showing, you know, what we go through on a daily with these hoes. With all that being said, you know what I'm saying, players only, let's get ready for this work. Let's get this work in, you know what I'm saying? Today we gonna talk about checking a bitch and why that's one of the most powerful cards that a player has, is checking a bitch. Number one, these bitches like to be checked anyways. That make they pussy wet, you know what I'm saying? You know how rare it is for a nigga to check them? They used to checking a nigga. They used to cussing a nigga out and a nigga coming back and apologizing with teddy bears and candy and flowers and all that shit. But when you check a bitch, they not used to that. They not used to that. And they gonna do everything in their power to get back in good graces with you when you check her ass, you know what I'm saying? So number one, that's the number one reason that you should be checking these bitches when it's a problem. Because they gonna love that shit. Now number two, what you need to do is be prepared for the bitch to never return again. And that's already in, like, you know what I'm saying, the 10 player commandments, which we don't really got one, but maybe we should have a 10 player commandments. But yeah, be prepared for the bitch to never come back again. And that happens all the time, you know what I'm saying, where I check a bitch and she don't come back and beg. She just be like, all right, I'm out then, because maybe there's some nigga out there spending thousands of dollars on her, you know what I'm saying? And what she need to put up with a player like me checking her for when she can go control Daniel over there, you know what I'm saying? She can go control Daniel, and Daniel drop a couple thousand on her. People write me on my Facebook Messenger, another player, my nigga Mike, you know what I'm saying? But he probably ain't gonna see this, but shout out to Mike, man. Mike was running through them hoes back in high school, and I ain't know he had it in him until probably like 11th grade. Like, I thought he was just regular nigga, you know what I'm saying? I started kicking with him in 11th grade. We started smoking. I started seeing he was running through hoes like me. Then we ended up having a hoe at the same time, where I had her a little bit after. He was giving me game on how to slay that dragon, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Mike. But reason number three you should be checking these hoes is because that gives you full power after you check her and she returns. At that point, you know what I'm saying, you know you got this bitch. You can do whatever you want to do because you're in control. Number four of why it's good to check a bitch is because she's going to go and talk to her friends and family about you checking her. And if it's rationable, if it's reasonable, if it's respectable, you know what her friends and family gonna do? They gonna look at her and say, hey, bitch, you tripping. Why you do that to that man? You know what I'm saying? And that just puts you up on an even more elevated level. And subconsciously, the woman thinks that her friends and family like you now. You you know what I'm saying? So it puts you in a very powerful position to check these hoes when it's an issue. And you gotta stand tall in that shit. Don't halfway check a bitch. That's one of the worst things you could do. And I mean even outside of player shit. Don't halfway check nobody. Nobody. Even if you have a problem with a nigga and you go check that nigga, you better stand tall 100% ready to die about checking that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be the same way with the bitch. You got to be prepared for this bitch to walk out your door and for you to never see her again. You'll never hit them cheeks again. She'll never give you money again. All that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be prepared for that. Be 100% committed in checking that bitch. The same way you would in a fight. Be 100% committed that you could die in this fight and you shouldn't give a fuck. You should because it's smart, but you know what I'm saying? You got to act as if you don't give a fuck. I'm pretty much thinking, number 5, I was going to say that's it, but number 5, another reason for you to check these bitches is, if they do come back to get in your good graces, they're going to beg, plead, all that. And at that point, you never know. They might start buying you gifts. You might get a perfect example. Just recently, I had a chick really piss me the fuck off, and I was just done with her, you know what I'm saying? Good chick, too. Just fucking beautiful. Probably like one of the most beautiful chicks I've had in a long time. Probably the most beautiful chick I've had for the past 4 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I would have to put her in like the number 2, 3, 4 spot of most beautiful chicks I've ever had. But she pissed me clean the fuck off, and I was done with her. You know what I'm saying? Done. This woman begged and pleaded and cried and left messages and called. And then I told her, like, you know, we might can work something out. And she said she would make it up to me. Next thing you know, I'm getting a dinner, a candlelit dinner, you know what I'm saying? She write me an apology letter, you know what I'm saying? You know what happened at the dinner, come on now. But these are reasons why it's good to check a bitch, because in her head, it separates you from the pack. In her head, it makes you special. And even on a physical level, it does something to her physically to be submitted like that, you know what I'm saying? You low-key just made her submit. Like, I always think about this too. The word submission, that shit is not it's not with a choice, you know what I'm saying? If you submit, that's like tapping, like in a fight. You didn't have a choice but to tap, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be like that with her. She ain't got no fucking choice but to tap. Either you tap or get the fuck out the ring. You know what I mean? So you just made her submit. That's a perfect reason to check a bitch right there. Because there's a problem, you didn't like it, and now it's going to be handled in the future because you just checked her about it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have that same issue no more. And if you do, it might be time to get rid of that bitch because something ain't right. She either is running game, or she not respecting what you said, or maybe the bitch is slow. That's one that I always like to go with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the bitch is just slow. Like, if I go holler at a bitch right now and she like, oh, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not interested. I would think, maybe the bitch is slow. Maybe she don't know the difference between, you know, a cubic zirconia and a motherfucking diamond. You know what I'm saying? I told a bitch that before, too. Like, oh, you out here trading in diamonds for cubic zirconias and shit. Like, stupid ass bitch. But I'm over here just rambling at this point. You know what it is. It's players only. Fuck with your boy. Get in the comments. Let me know any stories, comments. Let me know where you're from. Hit that link in the description. You know where to go shop at. Etraphousedotcom with the .com spelled out. Follow me at TheDonJones on Instagram and everything else. Make sure you DM me and let me know you came from Players Only, so I can add you to the close friends and you can get great enjoyment out of seeing how I deal with my hoes and etc. etc. But that's all. Players Only. Fuck with your boy.